Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning.
Okay, how are you today, student?
I'm good, ma'am. How about you?
Fine.
Okay, are you ready to do our today's learning activity?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, but before we start our today's learning activity, let me check the attendance first. Fania Damayanti,
Yes, ma'am.
Naili Zulfatin,
Yes, ma'am.
Sita Octavia,
Yes, ma'am. Present.
Dias Rahmadhani, Ilham, Syaiful, Ludwig. Okay, there are 4 students who are absent today. Okay, before we start our today's learning, let's pray together. The prayer begins. Finish. Okay, students, do you know what's the chapter that we are going to learn today? Okay, we will learn about chapter 6. Do you know what is it about? Can you see my slide, my PowerPoint slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we will discuss about personal letter. Do you know what is personal letter?
Yes, ma'am.
Personal letter. Can I answer, ma'am?
Yes, please, Vita.
But it's medias.
Oh, yes, please, yes.
Uh, in my opinion, a personal letter is a text, a letter that tell about your activity or maybe your thought or your vacation, your holiday, and then you send it to your friend or your family.
Okay, it's a good answer, yes. The definition of personal letter is a type of letter or informal composition that usually concerns personal matter and it's sent from one individual to another. Okay, have you sent a personal letter for someone, guys?
Oh, I'm not sure, ma'am. Maybe
Oh,
not.
Fania, have you ever sent a personal letter for someone?
Yes, ma'am.
For whom?
From my friend.
Okay. Do you think that personal letter is only in the form of written text? Please, do you think that the personal letter is only in the form of written text? Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
student?
Yes, ma'am. I think yes.
Yes. And then is your chat via WhatsApp or email including the personal letter?
I think via email, ma'am.
Okay, great answer, yes. I think the personal letter, written personal letter, and the email, and also the chat in WhatsApp are quite different. Personal letter is a written text with all of the structure in order to make it easy to identify, whereas the chat via online platform such as WhatsApp, it is a personal message. But yes, you can type the personal letter by using email by paying attention to the generic structure of personal letter. Okay, next. If you have already sent a personal letter, what is your purpose? Fania, what is your purpose? Because you said that you have already sent the personal letter.
Give information to my friend.
Okay, good job, Fania. Then, when we write the personal letter, we must have various purposes. And the next, we will discuss about the elements in personal letter. There are three elements in personal letter. The first one is purpose. The second is generic structure, and the third is language features. We will discuss from the first, purpose. What is the purpose of personal letter? The purpose of personal letter is to inform that the receiver or the sender wants to tell an important thing, like personal feelings, thoughts, or experiences which are meant to be read by a specific person. Then you can use personal letter for sharing your personal feelings to your friends who are far away or give information to your family in your hometown. Then the next important element in personal letter is generic structure. Fania, can you read the generic structure of personal letter?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please read
Uh, fir-
aloud.
First, date. Second, address. Third, salutation and name. Fourth, introduction. Fifth, body. Sixth, closure. Seventh, complementary clause. Eighth, signature.
Okay, good job, Fania. There are 8 generic structure in the personal letter. This is the generic shape or generic form of the personal letter, but it can be modified depends on the writer. Then the next slide, I will explain about the generic structure and the use or the meaning. The first one is date. The date means that the date when we write the letter or the time when we make the letter. And then address. Address is the place or location of the receiver. This is the receiver's address, not your address. Then the third is salutation and name. Salutation is your greeting. You can write, dear blah blah blah, dears blah blah blah, my love blah blah blah, etc. And then the name of the receiver. For example, you can say, dear Nilis, dears Vita, or etc. The next part is introduction. Introduction is the part when you tell about your condition or your response of the previous letter or introducing yourself, and there are opening phrases for your personal letter. You can say, how are you? Bagaimana kabarmu? Hope this letter find you. Thank you for your last letter. Terima kasih atas suratmu yang sebelumnya. It was so good to hear from you. Sorry for answering late. I'm sorry I should have written earlier. Haven't heard from you in a while, so I do blah blah blah. I'm sorry to inform you that blah blah blah. Is that clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll continue to the next part. It is the body. The body is the place of the personal letter where you can tell your story or share about your story or your feeling to the reader or the receiver. You can tell everything what that you want as long as you want. Then the next is closer. This part is indicated that your letter is almost done. You can say your hope, saying goodbye, or etc. There are some closing phrases for your personal letter. First, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. I'm looking forward to hear from you soon. And maybe Nilis, can you read the next phrases for closing statement?
Closer. This part is indicate that your letter is almost done. You can say your hope, saying your wish to the receiver, saying goodbye, etc. There are some closing phrases for your personal letter. First, I'm looking forward to seeing you soon. I'm looking forward to hear from you soon. My best wish for the coming test. See you. I will write soon. I will have to stop now. I'm waiting for a quick reply. Looking forward to see you again. Bye.
Okay, good job, Nilis. Thank you very much. Is it clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we can continue to the next part. It is complementary clause. In this part, it is the closing for your letter. You can say your deepest feeling like sincerely yours, with love, your sincerely, etc. It depends on your feelings to the receiver. And the last part is signature. It is the place where you can give the signature or your name so that the receiver can know who is the sender of the personal letter. Okay, here I give you the example of personal letter that is identified with the generic structure. The first one is address. Fania, can you read the address of this example? Fania, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Please read the address of the example in my screen.
35 Sendinggi Raya, Lombok, 75009, Nusa Tenggara Timur.
Good job, Fania. Thank you very much. This is the address of the receiver of this personal letter. And then the second part is date. Vita, can you read the date of this personal letter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please read it, Vita.
12 January.
Okay, good job, Vita. Thank you for your answer. And then the salutation. The salutation in this personal letter say, my dear lovely city. My dear lovely in this personal letter say that the salutation phrase of the personal letter. And city is the name of the receiver. Remember that, okay, students? Then the next part is greetings. In this example, the sender say hello to greet the receiver. And the next part is how are you, sweetie? It is the introduction. The sender asks the sender asks the receiver about the feeling in there. And the next part is body. The body of this personal letter consists of two parts. It is the paragraph 1 and the paragraph 2. Can you see it clearly, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next part is I will see you soon. It is the closer of the personal letter. And lots of love is the closing. The signature or the name of the sender is Lana. And the last part of this example is postscript. It is the further information for the receiver. Is my example clear, students?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The next part is language features. The language features of the personal letter are consist of four elements. The first one is sentence structure. Sentence structures mean that the accuracy of grammar may be more important than an email. Most of the time, complete sentences are expected. Then, in the statement means that your sentence arrangement must have the good grammatically correct. So the receiver of on or the reader can easy to understand your purpose for sending the personal letter. And the second one is style. Style means the language used may be personal. For example, the first and second person pronouns may be frequently used. Hubungan kekerabatan dari dua orang yang ada di surat ini itu dekat dan mereka tuh sering memanggil pakai panggilan ini. Like in the last example, the sender say sweetie. Itu menunjukkan bahwa the sender and the receiver has a good relationship or a good relation as the friends. Then the third is allowed to use contraction. For example, he is, you can write he is to be he point s, and she point s, have not, haven't point t, and they point r. And the fourth one is, although the tone of your letter is informal, please take note. Don't use the offensive language. Don't use the bad words on your personal letter because it will offend the receiver or the reader. And then you have to use grammatically correct in your sentence as I explained before. Okay, after we discuss all about the elements in personal letter, is it any question, students?
No, ma'am.
Okay, if everything is clear, we can continue to the next step. I will divide you into some groups consist of 2 students in each group. You're going to work and discuss in pairs to discuss about the personal letter, the element of personal letter, a generic structure of personal letter, and answer my question. I give you the example of personal letter and you have to analyze with your partner, but first I will choose the partner. Fania, you work with Vita, and Nilis, you will work with Diaz. Is it any question before you're going to do the exercise?
No, ma'am.
Okay, good job. You have to write the generic structure of first letter and then you show the statement that supporting the generic structure. For example, the date 28 December 2012, like that, and so on. Okay, students? Okay, you can start to work from now. And if you have any question, please ask me directly, okay? I give you 10 minutes to do the exercise. Okay, have you finished, students? Hello, have you finished your exercise?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Now we will discuss it together. I will ask you the question. B101 Regency Apartment, New Bombay. Nihilis, what part of this personal letter? What the name of this part of personal letter?
Address, ma'am.
Okay, good job, Nihilis. And then 28 December 2012 is the date as I explained before. And then dear Gauri, Fania, what's the name of this part? Fania, are you here?
Receiver.
Okay, good job. Receiver or the salutation and name. And then the paragraph 1 and paragraph 2. Vita, what's the name of this part?
Body, ma'am.
Oh, okay, good job, Vita. And yes, are you here?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Good luck in beginning your new career. What's the name of this part, Diaz?
It is the closing, ma'am.
Okay, good job, Diaz. And then the sender is Rafi and Uma. Okay, student, you now have the good understanding about the personal letter and the generic structure of the personal letter. Now, you are still work in pairs with your group to make the personal letter draft about your activity during holiday. You just have to write like the date, blah blah blah, the address, blah blah blah, salutation and name, blah blah blah, introduction, blah blah blah, etc. Don't write it as complete as the personal letter. You just write the core of the purpose of your personal letter. Is it clear, students? Hello,
Yes,
is it
ma'am.
clear? Okay, good job. I give you 10 minutes to finish this exercise. Okay, the time is up. Any questions, students? Do you meet any difficulties to work to make your personal letter draft?
No, ma'am.
I think everyone have a good skill in drafting the personal letter. No, the next part of our lesson is you have to make the, your own personal letter. You have already know how to drafting the personal letter, so you have to go ahead to write the real personal letter. Okay, the time is limit, I think. You have to write the personal letter. I give you the opportunity to do it on your home as your homework. Okay, students?
How about the topic, ma'am?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Diaz, for remembering me. The topic of your personal letter is asking and giving information about your experience with your friends during the holiday, okay?
All right,
Okay,
ma'am.
okay. Then before we end the class, do you have any question?
No, ma'am.
What are we learned from today's learning are about personal letter, the definition of personal letter, the elements of personal letter, and the example of personal letter. I hope that all of you still remember about everything that we discussed in today's learning activity. Okay, students? I think you have a good understanding about how to write the personal letter. But I know that some of you is still difficult to know the main purpose of personal letter because of the sentence that is too long. And if there is no question, let's prepare our things before we go home. And the time is up. Let's pray together before we go home. The prayer began. Finish. Thank you guys. See you again next week guys. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Waalaikumsalam
wabarakatuh.
warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.